sir? What's poppin' with y'all? And welcome back to another motherfucking episode of the Thin Line Between Genius and Insanity podcast. Hosted by yours truly. OG, no, fuck that. Run that bitch back. It's a very special fucking episode. It ain't special because I'm special, bitch. It's special. We had a very special fucking guest. I got my boy in the motherfucking building, the young BG himself, Ace Sprite himself, Brandon in the motherfucking building. What's good with you, Brody?
Good. What's good with you, OG, man? It's been a minute. It's a pleasure to be here. This is my first episode. No, it's definitely a pleasure, definitely honoring. We gonna rock out, man. We gonna rock out.
Oh, hell yeah, we finna rock the fuck out, man. Like I was telling you in the pre-morning, man. In the pre-meetup, I should say, man. It's not something that it was an overnight thought. This was something I've been thinking about for a long fucking time. This coming about bringing people on this podcast, on this platform. You've been somebody. We've been tapped in. We went to high school together. We was on the same wrestling team, and also just throughout the years, it's a lot of motherfuckers we come across or we know from high school, from school back in the day, that we know that they don't mature into shit. And just from us being in touch with each other over social media over the years, but you've always been one of them niggas who had their head on right. So I've always, taken a liking to that, bro. So that's a big shout out to you. And you've been on this platform. I'm happy that you're honored to be on here because I'm honored to even have you take time out your day to give me an hour or a half or whatever time we got to talk about anything, bro. Because you, my crazy ass motherfucker, give me a time of day. I truly motherfucking appreciate it, man. But before we get to anything, I do want to say shout out to everybody around the world that's enjoying the conversation, man. I truly appreciate all the love and support, man. Tell a friend, your boy OGHatch got a motherfucking new show. It's episode 219, man. Thin line between genius and insanity. Be on the motherfucking grind. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. It's a lot of shit I want to get into with you, man. So I want to go ahead and jump right into it. It's a lot of shit going on in these motherfucking trenches we call the motherfucking world, man. I don't know what the fuck a motherfucker is doing or what they call themselves doing. It's one thing you can't shake right now. And that's the news that's going around with the presidential debate. This ain't a politics podcast, but we touch on every motherfucking thing. I want to ask you, not only as a fucking fellow black man, nigga, as a fucking American citizen, nigga, how do you feel right now? Do you feel safe, nigga?
Wow.
I ain't never felt safe. Before the chaos and after the chaos, it's always bullshit going on, especially what happened in Springfield with the elderly black lady and the police officer. So no, I don't never feel safe, and you always have to, look at your, be knowledgeable and be aware, be disciplined. So, I feel like for real, man, I feel in 1990s all over again, bro. Like it's a Mad TV SNL skit, man. You got this motherfucker out here, make America great again. This got shot, dog. Like, come on, dog. Like, are you serious? This motherfucker almost got laid out, man. It would have been a different look. It would have definitely been different from like a JFK look to me. I feel like with the JFK, it was different because the aesthetics of what it was at that time, the type of political leader that he was, and a lot of people fought on that. And the cameras, just the whole retro look of it. They spent 30 plus years still trying to find out how that he got shot. But the way that the resolution on cameras are now, everything crystal clear. You got 8K. Everything is just defined out, and you can really find now where the bullet came from, or the the projection of the trajectory. So just to see, like, it took them under a day to really find out, where it came from. They knew the whole time. It just feels like it's a fucking SNL skit, man. It just feels like it's just some Jordan Peele, some Michael Keegan shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Some Key and Peele, just crazy bullshit, dog.
You know what's so crazy about that? And you mentioned, you talking how loud back with JFK shit like that. 'Cause I mentioned that, like, when JFK got hit, you got the footage of Reagan and niggas tried to take out Reagan, and you see how security and Secret Service acted. But also, what's so interesting about that shit, Brody, is that with the American people, even with the new, the new technology that give us the answers in a faster amount of time, that give us in clear resolution of what the fuck is going on, we still, as a society of people, We gonna come with the fucking conspiracy theory. We still gonna praise the inside job. Ain't no way this 20-year-old nigga who had a fucking rifle, who had the train to be in the shooter, was able to outsmart the Secret Service. When really right there, the answer be so blatant in your goddamn face. When really, nigga, yeah, niggas was lacking. Niggas got caught lacking. And
Right.
whether or not it's an inside job or not, that's a conversation that motherfuckers gonna be going down for the rest of the motherfucking time. I do think that in our lifetime, we've never seen nothing like that. I came on this platform and I said, yeah, that Reagan shit and that JFK shit was way before my time. Like, nigga, the most wild shit I've seen with a president was probably when the motherfucker threw the shoe at Bush. You know what I'm saying? That was the wildest shit a motherfucker had seen when it came to a motherfucking president. So it's wild to see that. You a motherfucker like me, you big into UFC, you big into everything that's going on with that shit like that. So you've seen the amount of times that Trump has came up to the UFC fights and the UFC promotions and stuff like that.
Fuck
I
yeah.
was always shocked how lax the motherfucking me Secret Service was when Trump was in the building. Like, it felt like, yeah, niggas was there with Trump, but it wasn't like you couldn't touch that nigga. So when you fast forward, you see that nigga getting shot in this motherfucking me dome. I'm not too shocked by it. I'm on a certain level. But let me ask you this, because it's a weird thing going on with this Trump shit. Motherfuckers act like Trump was never president before. Like, motherfuckers act like if Trump win the president this time, he gonna take away democracy. It's gonna be a whole bunch of shit. But I've already been someone who's experienced this. Do you think that the same plan will work this time around when it comes to Trump? And what I mean by that is, the reason why Trump lost last time is because black people really band together. You had LeBron James on stage and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas was really banding together to get Trump the fuck out of here. Now that we've been through probably the worst 4 years of me and your lifetime, you know what I'm saying? COVID was really a motherfucker. It's unlucky that Biden had that during his term. But now that we go through probably the worst 4 years of our lifetime, and we look back at the Trump term, that was probably some of the more better times of my motherfucking life before shit really getting real. Do you think that the plan of let's just vote black will work again when it comes to this Trump shit?
I mean, yes, but no. If Biden was still in it, and
Wow.
if he was still in it, and he was like, if you what he say in the lines of if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
wild as
if he
fuck.
was you're loud as a motherfucker, you heard me? And then 3 years later, now this motherfucker got dementia. You know what I'm saying? That shit just crazy. He on his, rocking chair right now, probably for real in
Ain't no
Delaware.
cap. I don't
That's
even mean to cut you off because I ain't big into conspiracy theories, but they
uh
said that nigga had a case. And that nigga was found incompetent to stand that motherfucking me case. The only way you can double down and make sure they don't spin that block on your ass is to keep the motherfucking me lie alive, nigga. I'm just saying, you gotta act like you forgot some shit. Fuck the
you gotta
country.
change the
I ain't doing
narrative.
no
You gotta change the narrative. Yeah. You got to. I mean, if he wasn't competent, but they saying that he passed a competent test, you gotta change the narrative. You don't want no going from one president where they said with Trump, he had underlying health issues, and then COVID also went on top of that. But they like to play politics, of course. The major news media, they want to make sure that Joe Biden protected. You know what I'm saying? They
Mhm.
just want to make sure that he painted a good way. And we know from the 50 years he was, in the in Congress, we know the bullshit that he been part of in the black community. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
And the policies that Kamala Harris is picking on is not her own policies. It's really his. It's really
Mhm.
those liberal policies, not any progressive policies. She's not really a progressive type of um, politician. She's more on the liberal left side because she believe in reproductive rights. She believe in um, you know equal rights, whatever that looks like. Uh, just all of those anti-hate rights, whatever that looks like, because it doesn't look like that really for us. But you get my drift. The liberalism point of it. But I don't know. I think like how you said, bro. Does that? Let's go back to black, black, black. Get the black
Yeah.
vote. She already got she already got the black. What was it? The not the the electoral vote. I think that also got finalized today. So
Mm.
she is officially electoral Democrat. That means that it's not going to be nobody else in the Democratic Party that could go against her in any
That's
political debates. It's going to be her and Trump, and we go see if it's going to be that I'm black and I'm proud, and it's going to be a race to the
but
to the boards. But
this bitch
we'll
ain't
see
even
how.
black. That's the crazy part, bro. This bitch ain't black.
Hey, she's half Indian, half black. That shit was crazy. You hear
Hey,
me, bro? That shit was
that's
crazy.
the wildest shit, bro.
That nigga said he turned off her black at 12 p.m. Turned that motherfucker back on at 9. Like, that nigga tripping, bro. I ain't never heard nobody at a black uh national hearing. That's like basically saying, okay, I'm Trump. I'm finna go to the NCAACP and I'm finna clown y'all ass too, saying y'all ain't black. And
Yeah.
then the motherfucker that's in the Democratic Party have black. Like that's how ignorant that he said it. He just said it in a journalistic, from a journalistic standpoint because he went to the National Black Journalism Hall in Chicago. But I feel like that was in the same field. If he was in the NCAACP hall and said the
Yeah.
same thing, it was still gonna be high level disrespect. But
Oh yeah.
that's when you gotta choke that motherfucker. You hear me? You gotta choke that motherfucker.
Not dead. Hey, you got put hands on him when he doing some shit like that.
Like
But you
on
know
some
what's so
Homer Bar
wild?
Simpson shit. You gotta choke that motherfucker. For
You
real.
know what's so wild about that shit, bro? Because I was having this talk with my moms about this. Like, my mom, she one of those super old school uh black motherfuckers with it. She just Democrats is that's just what it is for them type shit, you know what I'm saying? That's all they know type shit. And that's really what it was when we was growing up. That when they had the little kids vote shit at school, motherfuckers was voting Democrat because that's what their mamas and shit was doing. Um, when it comes to, when Trump was up there and he was talking to them, the weird thing about this Trump shit, dude, is because you got the Kamala Harris aspect of it, and people gonna vote for her just because she's quote unquote black. She had the whole Megan Thee Stallion up there twerking. She had Quavo up there talking about stand on business. As much as me and you can see through that bullshit, we know it's gonna be them dumb niggas that's out there gonna be like, you know what? That's my president. That she for us type shit because that's how gullible black people is, and it's fucked up because I said on the last episode, yo, niggas just want to be loved and accepted. So any motherfucker that's gonna come by and they clearly not white, we gonna swerve and down them bitches is black. Cause you can't tell me that fucking Kamala Harris is black, but fucking Rachel Dolezal ass wasn't. That bitch worked for the NAACP trying to make change. At least this bitch was trying to make some fucking change. This bitch Kamala Harris is a red beans and rice asshole. But at the end of the
Bro, you
day,
make a great point because when you have in the black community, I know we're gonna talk about hip hop later. When
yeah,
you in the black community and all you've grown up to and you've been keen to is idolizing celebrities, and then you grow up to be, um, you know, on a political spectrum where then you fall in being on the Democratic side, knowing that the type of agenda that they have behind the black community, like how you said, you go feel like that you want to be part of something, and then when you idolize somebody like Megan Thee Stallion, or you idolize somebody on the aisle of, Quavo and the Migos, when you have those two to tango, and then you pull somebody in like a Kamala Harris, I mean, that's like a kid, with candy. Like you just feel
yeah,
like that
candy
all
store.
your needs been met. You know what I'm saying? You got your favorite artist, and then in politics you got your favorite black lady that's coming in. So you feel like you a kid in a candy shop, and that's how like how you saying, man. Like a lot of people don't think for themselves, man. You got to really do a lot of
It's
research before
that
you start
pandering.
doing something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, it's the pandering. The pandering is a method that's been used for tool of manipulation from the dawn of motherfucking time. You know what I'm saying? If everybody could think for themselves, nigga, this world would be fucked. You know what I'm saying? This world would be fucked if everybody was making their own decisions truly. You know what I'm saying? So it truly is a wild ass thing. And then Because I've never been super into politics or nothing like that. Because I told my mom, I said, it really don't matter who's the president to me. I feel like my life truly don't change. I can't tell you what truly changed in my life on a personal aspect from Obama to Biden to Trump, to Trump to Biden. Only thing that truly stood out to me the most is inflation. That's just kicking my ass. So if this motherfucker up there talking about he gonna bring down inflation and bring down taxes, that's what niggas truly care about. We don't care about if this nigga racist or not. I don't think the man is actually fucking racist. Who he really reminds me of, bro, and you know who the fuck I'm finna say. He reminds me of Hinky. Like, I wouldn't call Hinky racist, but Hinky a motherfucker that talk bad about every motherfucking body. So it's gonna sound crazy when he motherfucking me talking, but niggas love Trump. Niggas have always loved Trump. When we was growing up, Trump was the white man with all the money that the niggas loved. So when he said that wild shit, niggas was hurt about it. But niggas is quick to turn back and give they support back to Trump if you've been following the last couple of months. You know, him being a felon, him getting shot, him bringing Chef G and all the young local artists on to his rallies. Niggas gonna fuck back with Trump regardless because they gonna go to pander to them anyway. And that nigga got the bag. You always parent to the nigga that got the bag. That's just how the motherfucking game goes.
I think that Coach Hinkie analogy is a good point because I do remember like motherfuckers used to come in heated, bro. Like even in wrestling class, just wrestling sessions after school, motherfuckers
Yeah.
used to be heated, talking about, you know what I'm saying, Hinkie on that bullshit again. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to pass the ball. He want to keep running and shit. And all it's just like all funny ass shit. But motherfuckers had a love hate relationship with Hinkie. But I do see the levels for sure. But
Cause it's
yeah,
just like I know racism, you know what I'm saying? And do I think that the nigga's old? He's an old white man in his 80s, goddamn it. What the fuck? That nigga was around when shit was a little bit different. So I'm not surprised that he thinks a certain way. But I've also seen that in my own life of older white guys. That them niggas ain't racist, them niggas just ain't got no filter. You know what I'm saying? Like them niggas just don't got no fucking filter. Like once you get that relationship with them, it's totally motherfucking me different. But that's a whole nother motherfucking me topic for another
I
day.
do want to make one last point before we
Go ahead, bro.
transition. August 6th, you can go into your local voting box, and we have Corey Bush and we have Wesley Bell out there, and it's
West
just starting to
Bell.
see Lewis. Yep,
West Bell.
and his name was Bell.
You talking about Wesley Bell? Wesley Bell?
Nah.
Oh, okay. I was say that nigga in politics now. What the fuck? All right, I know. Go ahead, my bad. I fucked you with my bad.
Nah. I thought you was tricking me for a second. Nah, I was just talking.
Yeah.
The prosecutor from St. Louis, he's trying to go into Congress, and Cory Bush already in Congress, so they going through back and forth right now, trying to get those votes. Right now Corey Bush trying to get backed by Michael Brown Sr., and then it's already been proven that Wesley Bell has already been funded by Republicans anyway. So if he get voted in, is the Republicans really go back him up once he get his seat in the Congress? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? And, they already on Corey Bush head anyway. They don't like her at all. They trying to get her kicked out. They've been trying to get her kicked out. So,
They gonna find a way.
like how you said, from a high level, it may not be affecting us, but at a low level, at a state level, at the government level, that's what we got to watch out for. And for St. Louis, I mean, who would we really want in? I mean, they ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like how you said, it's just.
That's real shit. I definitely, like he said, it's important for every. I know these last couple episodes I come on this podcast and I told y'all how I felt about the electoral votes, they come to the presidential debates and all that good stuff. But on your local levels, it is important to go out there and vote and get your opinion out there because that is the shit that directly impacts us. For everybody that's out there, when you come to voting locally, I definitely support that. If you want to go to a national level, that's your prerogative. That's up to you. But don't come to me talking about the lesser of two evils shit. I don't believe in that shit. You definitely got an option. That's just A, B, or C. You definitely got. But we're gonna touch on that when more things come out because I feel like with this presidential season, man,
It's only
it's
the
like
beginning.
96 more days. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's gonna be even more shit that comes up And I love to have you on
And it's gonna
that
go
shit.
fast too because of the fact that it's still not enough time. So right now,
Mhm.
it could be some shit going on right now we don't know about because we over here on the episode, but it's gonna definitely be kicking up now that she got the Democratic electoral vote being a nominee officially now. So everything's gonna be cranking up these next
Oh,
3.5
motherfucking
months for sure.
all motherfucking me ready. While we talking about, the United States and the impact and the things that's going on, what I'm saying, with our country, I would be remiss if I'm not talking about the shit I'm getting alerts for right motherfucking me now on my laptop. Motherfucking me USA men's basketball. It's Olympic season. Shit's going down in Paris. Today, I believe, on the basketball side, you had Germany beat France. You had motherfucking me Greece. They ended up beating whoever the fuck they beat. It's so sad watching Giannis out there playing with them sorry ass niggas. Like Giannis looks like a fucking he look like the man, but it be niggas doing back picks on Giannis. They getting their ass dunked on. It's the wildest shit in the world. But one thing that does travel, and I must say, I'm proud to see it. Even in a fucking walking booth, that nigga Thanasis Antetokounmpo is his biggest cheerleader overseas. It's the most beautiful thing to motherfucking see. If you have a brother, siblings, anything like that, it's a beautiful thing to see. Motherfuckers make their jokes online, but I would love to have my little brother support me like that. It's a beautiful fucking thing to see.
And I don't
But when we
think we
talk
have
about
really seen that before. Do you recall?
now on that grand of the stage, like it's consistent. You know what I mean? Like you see like if a nigga, like, I remember with the
It's
Morris
literally
twins.
worldwide if we really being honest. It's literally worldwide from the US to the Paris to Greece to
Yeah,
uh, yeah,
it's
bro.
I say the only thing I can compare to it that I seen like a sibling supporting each other like that was the Morris twins. Like anytime they would be in the playoffs or something like that, you would see the other one in the crowd. But this nigga's actually on the team, so you see that nigga just being a cheerleader. He ain't getting in the fucking game. That nigga Giannis can do a regular ass layup, and you gonna see Thanasis ass jump up, flexing and shit. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So it's a beautiful fucking thing to see. But when you talk about basketball, I want to talk about the United States men's basketball. When I come to the Olympics, I love seeing basketball and I love seeing the track and field. Track and field just started up, so I'm gonna get my opinions on that in later episodes. But when it comes to the men's basketball team, I want to say this, and I want to see what your reaction to this is. I've been very opinionated when it comes to Joel Embiid being on this team. Point blank
Okay.
clear, the nigga ain't American. I don't give a fuck where the nigga got to say. The nigga's not American. He can't speak clear English for a whole fucking sentence. I'm sorry, he just can't do it. That nigga sound like Shaq, Dikembe Mutombo, fucking Hakeem. Like he sound like all them niggas. Like he sound like all them niggas.
We
So I've always been against Joel Embiid being on his team. Joel Embiid's been playing like ass. He's clearly out of shape. He was hurt in the playoffs. He has his built-in excuses like he does every fucking year. I think the United States men's basketball team panicked when they thought about Jokic being over there in Serbia, when they thought about fucking Wemby and Rudy being in France. Because after that, there's no other like straight big man for real. Like that shit that they did in the World Cup against Austin Reeves, fuck out of here, my nigga. That shit ain't happening against LeBron and KD
yeah,
and shit like that.
a FIBA team.
So I think there was a panic button that was hit when they seen Wemby and Rudy on the same goddamn team. So they wanted to bring a Joel Embiid in there. And I think by doing that, that has fucked things up. And now Steve Kerr is having to overdo a coaching aspect of things with these rotations. What do you say to that?
I will agree because you have to think about it from a committee standpoint too. You have Grant Hill that already pulled back on Kawhi Leonard, and the
Mm,
front office of the Clippers wasn't even happy about that, and they said that he was fully healthy. But with Kawhi Leonard, no matter if it's on the world stage or if it's on the world stage, you still have to look at his best interest, no matter if it's just the Clippers front office or if it's the national team committee. And Grant Hill is a person that understands more than anybody how injuries play a part into somebody's career.
not
He
real
could have,
shit.
Wow.
he, you know, he could have been him and Tracy McGrady. They could have definitely been, the true faces of the league and could have definitely made impact where we don't know if Kobe even would have had 5. We just don't know, you know. So with that being said, it was a 41 man pool. I will agree. There wasn't any options out there. We had Garrett Allen. He dealing with contract issues. He just got his money. And then we got Bam Adebayo. He wasn't going anywhere. And then who else we had? Jerry Jackson Jr. He was on the, I think he was on the FIBA World Cup team, but they weren't going to put him in there because he's too young. Yeah, and you know what I'm saying, politics wise, they want the best faces out there anyway. So yeah, they're gonna have Joel Embiid out there, even given his history issue. You know, he is a talented player. But you know, we're gonna have our best players out there anyway. We're gonna have who's gonna ride the ship, right? It's gonna be LeBron.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be Curry. It's gonna be KD, and it's gonna be everybody else. You gotta fill in where you get in, and you gotta fill those gaps, and you gotta get to your spots. Curry even haven't had a breakout game yet. You know what I mean?
I think they've done a lot better though. I think you got Steph, LeBron, and you got KD. Those 3 guys have to be in the starting lineup for sure. But this shit can be a lot more simpler because the other 2 positions, give me motherfucking me Jason Tatum. Because him not playing is fucking egregious. I don't give a fuck what nigga gotta say. I just want an NBA championship, my nigga. I just got the highest fucking contract in NBA history. I'm on the cover of 2K. Bitch ass nigga, what the fuck you mean you finna humble me? Suck my dick, you dickhead ass nigga. Ain't no humbling me, nigga.
I mean, we could say there probably is some exhaustion when it comes to Jason Tatum because, I mean, when have he really sat down yet? You know what I mean? Versus everybody else. So I can understand.
I'm not sitting down in the Olympics, nigga. Fuck that. We only playing 10, 15 minutes a game. I'm finna come out here. I'm finna run up and down this motherfucking me court, show off these new shoes I got dropping in the motherfucking me spring.
And he's young, so it's best to get it in now while you got LeBron next to you, and you got KD, and you got Curry next to you. So it's best to get it in with them now while you can. And that's probably the same sentiment what we could say about Joel Embiid, but I feel like it wasn't necessarily I don't see it as a panic button. I see it more as like they had to make an executive decision, you know.
So you don't think we could have won with just AD, Bam, and fucking Paolo Banchero?
I think that's what's gonna have to do. I mean, he is projected to play against Puerto Rico. What is it, tomorrow or Sunday?
Yeah, it's tomorrow morning, Saturday morning.
And that's going to be a way better matchup because I think he's going to be able to go out and just get quick 6 points if he can, maybe even 8, and get out the game, and he don't have to worry about doing anything else. And I think Steve Kerr will be satisfied with that. But maybe they could also be saving him for later rounds, going to the quarterfinals, depending on if we go against someone like Brazil, who really doesn't have a keen roster anyway. And then we really have to worry about maybe Canada down the line because I don't see Canada going anywhere.
Man, them niggas them niggas is fools, dude.
So as far as Joel Embiid, I think his contributions right now is just going to really have to be uplifting the bench as everybody else doing. You know, everybody else cheering, everybody else up there. AD up there when he on the bench. He just gonna have to be a little bit of a cheerleader until he get his minutes. But I think we've been killing it on a fast break, but he too slow. And he too sloppy. He want those
He's
US
slow and he hurt. He's slow and he hurt. The nigga got half a working face, B. I don't give a fuck what a nigga gotta say. Half your face don't even work, my G. Like, go sit your ass at home in Philly. You got PG, you got Maxi, all that other shit. Look, brother, it's over for that. You not, bro. I'm be honest. If I was Anthony Davis, bro, my whole thing about this shit. If I was Anthony Davis, bro,
Anthony Davis went on that floor on that fast break. How many Lakers do you think that got scared when he slid on the floor like that for that fast break? Thinking like, motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you doing that. But you ain't gonna see Embiid doing that.
Yeah, nah. I was terrified. As a Laker fan, I truly was terrified when I seen Anthony Davis hit that. Even when I see Anthony Davis start. Because when I see him start, that means, okay, he can get more minutes. Anthony Davis getting more minutes leads to a motherfucking me traps. But so moving on, do you think so obviously you got them winning gold, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see nobody that's really out there that's stopping them. I think I know that you said something about Greece earlier, but I thought they got eliminated, but I could be wrong. But
Well,
yeah,
right
I
now
don't
it's
really
just
see any. Even
right
with
now it's the point system. I think the elimination games
yeah,
and
it's
shit
just a
actually.
point system. Yeah, it's just a point system. So I mean, we win 2 points tomorrow. We lose, we just gain 1 point, but we have 4 points right now. So we leading on Group C. So I mean, I don't see us losing against Puerto Rico. I mean, they don't
Yeah,
have
no.
any depth for real.
I
Even
honestly think
South Sudan, they didn't have any depth where you had major news networks and media networks, gogging over their ass, acting like they was finna whoop our ass in the exhibition matches and shit like that. Like, come on now. I mean, I know they all fucking 7'4" and skinny,
black
looking like
motherfucker.
Akimbe Mutombo and shit.
Right.
But come on now, like
That's just a slow motherfucking me. That's just slow news where niggas need something to talk about. I think that the
yeah,
only thing that can stop the Olympic team from winning gold, bro, in all honesty, is the Olympic team itself. I do think that at a certain point, Steve Kerr is trying to establish himself as, you know what I'm saying, a Phil Jackson, a Popovich, a Coach K,
Coach K.
one of those great coaches of all time. And I just don't, he's not that guy. But I do think with him trying to put his fingerprints all over this shit with these lineups and not putting out the best motherfucking me starting five, there's no way in hell that the Olympic team ever should be getting off the slow start. I come from watching the motherfucking me 018, the 2012 team, 2016 team even. Them niggas got out there and just went the fuck up and down the court and throwing full court lobs and shit. Fuck all this running plays and having Steph run off screen.
Carmelo Anthony, ladies and gentlemen, Carmelo Anthony. Put some respect on his name, man.
You know, I feel bad for Melo, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel bad for Melo, and I'm gonna tell you why I feel bad. I feel bad for Carmelo Anthony because all his accomplishments, no matter where the fuck they've been at in the world, geographically, they've been overshadowed by somebody else. Motherfucking Denver, you got Nikola. Yo, he even got the same fucking number that nigga wore. When they retire that number, it's not gonna say Anthony on the back of that bitch. Then when you go to New York, niggas is already looking at Jalen Brunson like, hey, would Jalen Brunson be in New York?
He gonna retire first before Melo.
That's what I'm saying. Then when you think about the USA men's basketball, these niggas were saying, shit, nigga, Melo got the most gold. He got the gold medals. He got the most points. He ain't got that. KD broke that shit. That's KD now. So it don't matter. No matter what the fuck you look at, the highlights of Carmelo Anthony's career is gonna always go back to that goddamn Syracuse championship. I do believe that as great as Carmelo Anthony is, as time goes on, he gonna be one of them niggas like a Charles Barkley. Like you have to be around to truly appreciate his game type shit. I don't think he gonna let himself go like Charles, but it's like niggas don't really appreciate what Melo brought to the game. Like Melo was a motherfucking dog, my nigga. Like Melo versus Kobe in them playoffs, them was real motherfucking me battles, my nigga. As a Laker fan, nigga, I was terrified. Like, man, Melo's a motherfucking me. He's an all-time motherfucking me great, bro. You gotta give him his motherfucking me props.
And like he could be smothering defense and he can still score over your head. Like that's the crazy part about it. Like his pivot to that left and then going right and doing that step back, bro, and then just pulling up, man.
Jabs, the double jab step to pull it up was crazy. These youngers don't even know shit about that. They truly motherfucking me don't. But yeah, and he was truly motherfucking me underrated, man. I think as this time goes, it's gonna be a watered down conversation when it comes to Melo, man. It truly is. But I do want to move on and get into your thoughts about this. You know, You're very opinionated, you know what I'm saying, on Twitter, aka X, I guess that's what they call it now. And I've always peeped that. You've been opinionated about movies. You're a movie buff like myself, and every time I see a trailer drop, I see you give your opinion about what's good and what's not good. I want to see Deadpool versus Wolverine. I mean, Deadpool and Wolverine, the opening night. And have you seen it yet?
Seen it on Monday.
Did you like it?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I would say I ain't go overglaze it at all. I'm gonna say about a 7.8 or 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I say off. I mean, let's say I went to the whole. I did like a midnight premiere. I went to a midnight premiere showing of it, pack showing and shit like that. Overall atmosphere and overall vibes. That motherfucker went up to like a 8.5, so probably a 9 out of 10. I'm pretty sure if I see it again, I'll be watching it a little bit different as a critic. It was more so just that I enjoy myself watching the motherfucking me movie, and I enjoyed my motherfucking me time. It was actually a good escape from what the fuck was going on. But as you know, as somebody who's into Marvel, as somebody who's into movie period, when it comes to Hollywood, Marvel Studios had a run like none other. You know what I'm saying? That build up from Iron Man to fucking Endgame. You know what I'm saying? Those years, that's gonna be a time that's gonna be rival. I don't think it can ever be rivaled by another studio out there when they can talk about the box hit movies. You know what I'm saying? The culture
Sure
that they
hell
made.
doesn't DC.
Yeah, that is true. But shit, I mean, when you talk about DC, you're gonna talk about motherfucking me back in the day. And I don't even know if DC was dropping movies that consistent. But you gotta think Marvel was dropping like shit 2 or 3 movies a year. And all them bitches was busting. You know what I'm saying? Like every single last one. And they was like, fuck, they was getting better, especially when the Russo brothers got into that shit. But as the saying goes, what goes up must come down. There was a evident decline in the content that Marvel was putting out there. I put a lot of that on COVID. I think COVID fucked a lot of things up to where the way people consume content changed when it came to these streaming platforms. How studios had to aim everything towards that. But even still, you would think a production company like Marvel or Disney would be able to, keep that up. Deadpool and Wolverine had the pressure of being the movie that saved Marvel. You seeing it, and you also getting that coupled with the news of Robert Downey Jr. coming back to the movies to be Doctor Doom. Do you think that Marvel is on the decline, or is it going back on the uprise?
I think just speaking with a lot of people in the general public, friends and family, they definitely feel like Marvel was in shambles,
Mm-hmm.
especially when it came to Phase 4 and Phase 5. Like how you said, Phase 4, when they came into transition into the Disney Plus product, uh, going into the TV realm,
Yeah.
and they started dabbling into the first phase of the TV realm. And I feel like when they had came out with WandaVision and Loki, that was some great shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like we really got great production, sound,
Mm-hmm.
color, gradients, balance,
Mm-hmm.
storytelling. I feel like we got all of that and nothing was rushed. I feel like when we had an episode, it was suspenseful, it was questionable, had you second guessing. You came back next Wednesday, it was a new episode, and you feel like you wanted more. But then they started dabbling into a situation where you start getting into Echo and Hawkeye and She-Hulk, where you got Megan Thee Stallion twerking, and we know like with She-Hulk, she's chaotic and charismatic,
This
and
bitch just keep popping up twerking everywhere. She-Hulk, the
everywhere,
Kamala
bro.
Harris convention. Where are this bitch? Did she get shot, bitch? Go sit down.
Right, bro. It's just because Bob Iger and his committee, they just so damn woke, man. They lost a lot of money in the first part of 2022 and going to 2023 when he had that issue with Governor Ron DeSantis with the property down there in Florida. Then he made a comment about the LGBTQ community, and they didn't even have any profit with Disney Plus until now, within the second quarter of 2024. They just not seeing profit.
Mm.
So it's like, are they in shambles? In many aspects, yes. But I do feel like when you bring somebody solely in like Robbie Downey Jr., he could come in with the Russo brothers and they can definitely save it. And I feel like with Deadpool and Wolverine, when you get Ryan Reynolds and you get Hugh Jackson, they always go try to give you their best product. They don't want nothing to go out that's going to embarrass them as, um, you know, as a human being and also as an actor, because we already seen how bad it was with Ryan Reynolds when he played Green Lantern in DC. But ever since then, he been on the uptick from a comic book perspective and from a live action perspective with Marvel. So he's not going to put anything on his name if it's going to give him a bad look.
Yeah, no, I think that, like I said, I think with Ryan Reynolds, he's one of my favorite actors at this point in time, to be honest with you. I think he just embodies that Deadpool character all too well. And even when I go back and look at other movies he's been in, the damn Deadpool
He kind
character.
of played that character already.
Yeah. It's like he's always been this same damn character. And that's what's been more impressive throughout this whole journey of watching Ryan Reynolds become who he's become over the last couple of years due to Deadpool. Like, I don't even think he will be remembered for anything else but Deadpool going forward, just because of the impact he's made with that.
And sometimes when you have somebody like that, it does seem like it's kind of give people not a bad look, but it gives them like an issue where they feel like their career is only defined by one thing. Uh, but I feel like with Ryan Reynolds, I mean, we know that he's been on other films and everything like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like with this character alone, he embodied it so well where he won't have any problem retiring now, and everybody going forward be like, "Oh, that's Deadpool," even though that he been on dozens different movies and different
Oh,
TV
yeah.
shows, small short roles. So I feel like with the position that it was, you had Channing Tatum, who was always trying to play Gambit. It never worked out. Timing was always bad. They could never get anybody on board, writers, directors, producers, anybody. Now you get him in there and you know how the character looks.
Yeah.
So I think going forward, it's going to be good, especially when it comes to Doomsday and when it comes to all the other characters that's going to be in this and Secret Wars. Now maybe Thunderbolt and some of the other stuff, but you know how it is with us being how we was able to grasp hold on the Russo brothers with Avengers, how they just always gave you a badass Avenger product. As long as they gonna be handling the Avengers down the line, I don't think we gonna have any problems. I think they definitely gonna re-up.
Yeah, because that's always that's the end of every sentence, so with the Russo brothers and them Avengers movie. So, like I said, as long as they behind the helms with that, I think things will be good. Like I said, I don't think that necessarily Deadpool and Wolverine saved Marvel. I always said that was a good step in the right direction, but what needs to happen is that damn new Captain America, that has to be fucking dope. To me, but they not a part of that. Since they was behind Winter Soldier. If the Russo brothers was behind this Captain America 4, I would be more inclined to think that Marvel was in the right direction. The trailer does look amazing. I will say that.
It does.
But if that movie's good, then I would say, okay, I'll be happy to be like, all right, I'm back rocking with Marvel, because Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom is gonna be good as fuck. Everybody just throwing their negative opinions out there just because they act like they can't get past the fact we knew that nigga was Iron Man, but we've already done watched the multiverse saga for the last 5 years, but we just seen different variants of motherfuckers. So it's not something that's gonna be so hard, you know what I'm saying, for motherfuckers to grasp when he's putting on a phenomenal ass acting job. So I think that'd be a dope motherfucking thing if Captain America 4 is the actual balance beam, and it's always been to me. All Captain America movies has always been the movies that let you know which direction they're going in with the next set of
That's a great
motherfuckers.
point.
You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
great
So
point, especially
it'll be
when it came out
interesting
with
to see that.
Winter Soldier and Loki. You know, you
Yeah,
was getting when you had Civil War, you
yeah,
had Bucky in there, um, and the situation that happened with Bucky and his family. We didn't know that was gonna happen until we saw Civil War,
yeah,
but it took a while from the first phase of Bucky and the Soviet Union, well, Soviet Accords. So yeah, I think it's definitely gonna be a good phase of it going forward. It's just gonna take some time, of course. I just hope, like what Bob Iger is saying, they not gonna look at the quantity anymore. We're just bringing out bullshit ass TV shows, and they actually go look at quality again, where
yeah,
they go take their time building a good production set, uh, making sure they have the right producers, the right director, and the right writers. Just like how Ryan Reynolds said, he said they put in a lot of shit they thought that the committee was going to reject as far as in jokes.
hmm
But they said that they didn't reject anything but one joke. And that's what I'm hoping, like going forward, especially when Thor comes back, because Hercules is going to be in Thor 4. So hopefully we get a more serious Thor again, like how we had within Avengers 1. Because
yeah,
the Thor Love and Thunder, I feel like how we said when we was talking about Ryan Reynolds, we know Christian Bale didn't never have a bad movie. I feel like that was the first
damn.
movie where I was like, oh
Oh yeah,
shit,
yeah,
bro.
damn, damn. I forgot he. Damn, I forgot Christian Bale was in
Uh-huh.
that movie. He played that horrible ass villain.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, my bad. I thought you. I thought you meant to say Hemsworth. That's how bad that shit was. Where I forgot Christian Bale was in
Yeah.
that bed.
Yeah. Yep. So I hope when it comes to the Thor and Hercules film, we get a more serious Thor. We don't get those corny ass jokes. You know what I'm saying? He said himself in like several articles, he said he won't come back if um, Tiki Watiti um, goes and directs any more Thor films. So apparently Tiki Watiti left, so he ain't gonna be part of that bullshit nonsense anymore, like how he was doing in Thor: Love and Thunder and his little threesome scandal he was having. So
Yeah,
hopefully, with that bullshit is gone. But on another note too, while we talking about that, James Gunn also got Superman, and apparently he ended production the day before Marvel had started. I believe it was. I don't think it was Blade. It was another film. I can't remember what it was, if it was Secret Wars or if it was another film. But I don't know about that Superman, big dog. I don't know about
nah,
that.
I seen some photos leaked from the set of the Superman. That shit, it look a little fucking retarded. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I think
It
they're
look,
gonna have to pull off a lot of CGI to make it look like it's more realistic with that steel suit.
nah,
But
that suit, I don't give no hell no. That suit, hell no. That suit alone though, it just don't even look. I don't even want to get into the suit because that motherfucker's so disgusting. I don't even want to talk about that. I do think I think it's interesting, man. I think it's interesting just because we talked about them not being woke and stuff like that. To wrap up the movie segment of the episode, I think Marvel's having an issue that Disney's having platform wide when it comes to their content. They having the same issues with the Star Wars content they putting out there. The Acolyte just took a big hit. That was
man,
something I was begging for as a not even a rabid. I'm not even a rabid Star Wars fan. It's just I've seen all that shit. I've seen literally everything multiple times besides every episode of the fucking Clone Wars. So I always just wanted a new story. I wanted the Darth Bane shit. I wanted that shit. But just to get a new storyline from Star Wars was interesting to me, supposedly. But when you get the Acolyte, you see how trash it was and see how woke they've been, how everybody's gay. It's always a lesbian couple doing some shit. It's always some weird shit going on in these movies now. You know what I mean? And this
so
content
they
comes
have to
from
check
movies.
off the box and say they done it to
Yeah, they
uh,
try to check mark every box and pander to everybody. They're watering down their content. So it's gonna be. Let's say Bob Iger. He's a nigga that everybody's mad at, but it's gonna be interesting to see what's going on going forward because I think if they see the right things happening in Marvel, they'll definitely apply that shit going down the line with Star Wars and other big brands like that. I do want to move on. Let's get into a little bit of hip hop, my nigga. Where do you see the state of hip hop? You know, we just came off the tail end of the whole Kendrick Lamar and versus Drake, rap beef. It's been weird to me just because I feel like everybody was on the edge of their seats and everybody was in tune to what the fuck was going on in the state of hip hop. But I feel like after the Not Like Us video, the views went amazing with that motherfucker. But I feel like after that video, we back in limbo with hip hop. I'm seeing a lot more Lil Yachty and Concrete Boys on my timeline. I truly motherfucking appreciate to see. So it's like, where the fuck are we in hip hop? I feel like we went 10 steps forward, but then we took 20 goddamn me steps backwards. Like, we back on the Glorilla, we back on the Sexy Reds, we back on the Lil Tylers and shit. Like, what the fuck is going on with hip hop right now?
Yeah, I agree, man. I told my homeboy this too because uh, he an Israelite, so everything is gonna be harped on, you know, us as black people and what God perceives how things should be, stay out of that wickedness, things of that nature. But I was just telling him, like, not on a high level, just on a service level, you have those top stars, A-list stars, B-list, C, whatever they look like to us. But, a lot of people didn't like Kendrick being at that level. And a lot of people didn't even feel like Kendrick was at that level. But I feel like we got
Wow.
spoiled so much with Drake for over a decade that we forgot there's other talented artists out there, even not anybody that's hip hop / pop like how Drake is, but we still got true lyricists that's out there, and I feel like that art got lost over the years. You even heard Vest that say it too. LL Cool J, I believe. I think it was Bun B or someone said that down the line before. It's been a lot of vets that said that that's been in our generation that we grew up on. That said that it's a lost art now. It's all about social media, the clicks, the trend, the waves. Um, how much quick money you can make off of you know doing something crazy like Sexy Red and have the whole Twitter going shambles and then now she's the hottest thing coming out of St. Louis, and is she sustaining that? I guess you can say yeah for sure. But I
I
mean,
mean,
if
yeah,
we going back and comparing to the likes of a Lil Kim and Trina, you know, we could say we was spoiled, man. I mean, for real. I mean, and yeah, they saying, well,
even thinking
it's not
about
for
Eve,
everybody.
shit.
Yeah, and they say, well, it's not for everybody. Well, shit, it's hard for a lot of us in our generation to turn this shit off because we heard motherfuckers like a Missy Elliott,
Mm-hmm.
Queen Latifah,
Mm-hmm.
motherfucking um, Lauren Hill, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, Lil Kim, who are
Eve,
true lyricists.
Auntie
And then you
Brad.
come down, right? And then you come down and you turn on that and you switching on something like a fucking Lotto or a Sexy Red, you be like, damn, you over here scratching
Yeah,
your head like it's repetitive, it's
mind-boggling.
copycat trends.
Oh yeah.
None of it is organic. They pulling out old, like, don't get me wrong, you and I know, and in the history of making music for the black hip hop brand overall for over 50 years, a lot of the um songs have been repeated as far as in taking pieces of songs and recycling them, but
Yeah.
it's been very very bad now. Like a lot of the artists like Nelly, he sold his rights. Then you heard L&E Chopper taking parts of his song, putting it on his song. You know what I'm saying? You saw a lot of female artists taking I think somebody did, what is that? Flo Milli did Ludacris or something like that. Like
I
taking
think you know what's
pieces
crazy?
of his song.
because as you mentioned, these artists selling they writes and how we hearing these samples. I can't remember the last time. I think "Sexy Red" might be the.
That's what I'm trying to say. Samples, yeah.
I think "Sexy Red" might be the last artist I've heard in Latin female artist I've heard from in a long time that have original music. Like as trash as that shit is, I can't. What was the song she had? Her booty hole brown, my town, fucking with my. Even as trash as that shit is, and as catchy as that shit had
Or the
became.
one when she was in the city with that white dude. She, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah. I remember, that was the one I had first seen when she at first was doing that. But it's like all this other music has been heavily recycled. Like it's a lot of samples that's being used from early 2000. It's like, damn, it's making a nigga like me feel old as a motherfucker because I
We
remember
heard
when.
all this type of music growing up from artists from the '90s taking pieces from the '60s and '70s, but they made it into their own song.
Yeah, yeah.
They worked on changing the counts, the melodies, the verse count, from an 8 bar maybe to a 12. You know what I'm saying? Like now the artists ain't sitting in there. They just having a A&R and a producer just pull, something that they can pay for from a previous artist and sample it like how you said and just rap over it, and then they put it out there, and that's the end of the day. I just feel like is damaging us, like how you said. We got spoiled over the years, and then everybody didn't think Drake had anybody to compete with because they felt like Drake was always on top. They didn't feel like Jay-Z had anybody to compete with either. But there was always artists out there that was trying to get up to Jay-Z's level, and they always said it. Lil Wayne, Ti, um, all those independent underground artists that came up to be on a record label and they made a name for themselves. They had their own original sound. Now nobody has their own original sound.
Nah.
And Kendrick, he has his own original sound, but a lot of people saying they don't want to hear that kumbaya NCAACP
That's the shit.
going down with my black fist up type shit. I want to
Wow.
hear, you know what I'm saying? I want to hear what Drake got to say about, loving
Bro,
on a girl from 18 years old and like, come on, bro. Like
that
this
shit,
nigga almost 40.
and
Like, come on now. Why is
you're
he
right.
still talking about like this nigga in college? Like this nigga, you ain't in college almost.
You know what? That shit's so layered. Because I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna say what you said about Drake. I'm gonna say what I said about Drake, and then I'm going to this Kendrick point. I used to ask myself why Drake still talk about the things he talk about, but then I had to realize I was fucking retarded for even asking myself that question because he don't write the music. He's not writing it. Like we used to artists. I'm pretty sure there's countless amount of songs that Drake has written himself, but he would have to prove that he wrote them songs. There's so much proof out there that other niggas have written your songs that I can't just give you the benefit of the doubt to say,
The
oh,
credits
Drake
tell you all
did
the
it.
time.
And we look at music and art musicians and we say their art is coming from, experience, things they've been through and shit like that. I can't say that about Drake when he's talking about these love songs anymore. Nigga, I've never even seen you in a fucking serious relationship. Like we've never seen these things. So all this shit that he's talking about, I had to stop asking myself why he's still making certain music because, nigga, when I heard the Lil Yachty reference tracks, that really solidified to me is that this nigga's just playing karaoke night with us. I can't be asking why he's doing this, that, and the third with his music when he's just doing karaoke shit. Now, when it comes to the whole Kendrick Lamar point, and I want to make this point because people have always said that the kumbaya music, slave raps, and shit like that. If you truly listen to Kendrick Lamar, he don't make that type of music. Like niggas going off that King Kunta shit and the We Gonna Be Alright song and acting like that's all his catalog. That's 2 fucking songs. That nigga don't be talking about that slave shit and that woke shit like that. That's why when the whole Drake shit went on, when the Drake beat kicked off, as a Kendrick Lamar fan, because niggas be saying like I'm riding Kendrick dick, no dick. They saying like I'm biased as a motherfucker. And I'm like, nigga, I'm not biased. What it is, this is a proud fucking moment. This is a moment in time to where every Kendrick Lamar fan, we knew this shit could happen. We knew if them niggas got into it, that nigga will whoop that nigga ass. Now, usually when those situations are presented, the nigga you got so much faith in end up getting his ass kicked. You know what I'm saying? Like when Drake dropped the whole drop. Like he was saying Kendrick to drop and shit. I was nervous, nigga. I was like, oh shit. Because I didn't know if Kendrick was gonna drop. And then I said, yo, if Drake do it back to back, it's gonna be a problem. Drake did the back to back, but he fucked up and did the little tailor-made freestyle with the AI shit. And I genuinely thought the shit was whack. And I said, that's where the nigga fucked up at. So when you see Kendrick doing his thing, you seeing the type of music he's making.
Greedy because you're not being organic, and you showing you not being organic at all. You going through somebody that's being organic, and
you will never win. You will never win that battle. You will never win that battle. And the fucked up thing about it, as a Kendrick Lamar fan, the shit that he beat Drake with, to me, was some of the lower tier quality of music Kendrick has ever made. That not like us shit. I said when he was making Euphoria and niggas was saying it was whack. I said, oh, you niggas ain't ready to listen to real music. You niggas want to dance. So when he gave y'all a little kids bop ass, I asked everybody the same. Let me ask you this. Think about the Not Like Us song. Remember remember when we was growing up? I don't know if it was kids bop or what. It'd be like the white kids would remake the hit songs in hip hop. Tell me Not Like Us don't sound like that type of fucking song.
Yeah,
you can't tell me that still sound like
that. It definitely would have been a kids bop song too. It definitely would have been.
And the reason why I make that point is because he dumbed it down for you niggas, because you niggas ain't ready for double entendres and triple entendres. So we literally dumbed it down to a fucking Dr. Seuss green eggs and ham ass song, and it became the biggest damn diss record of all time.
And that kind of
so as a Kendrick fan, it's disappointing when niggas be like, he make this King Kunta ass music, when it's like, bro, he don't even do that. Like, he not even like that for real.
Yeah, and that goes back to what we was talking about on the first topic when we was talking about connecting with celebrities and people who they idolize. Nobody feel like they idolize Kendrick Lamar because they feel like he's not relatable from afar. They feel like it's easy to be relatable to somebody like a Megan Thee Stallion that we was talking about on the MCU topic with She-Hulk and with the town hall convention, and then with Quavo, because we heard their low frequency music for a long time now, and with Drake, we heard that same style for a long time. So they gonna be on their coattails before they support somebody like Kendrick Lamar. But as soon as you hear somebody like a Jay-Z come in and come right behind Kendrick, I bet you they go change their tone though.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because then now you playing a different game. Now you bringing in somebody that's, that can rap on all three levels. You know what I'm saying? Just like Kendrick Lamar. But with Drake, he'll have to take his time before he pull out a good product. Now he got a large team, so he don't have to spend that a lot of time on it. But with Kendrick, he ain't gonna put anything out there he feel like that's gonna really waste his time or everybody else's time. That's why I feel like music now, like how we was talking about, it can be in a good place because we do have people like a Larry June or Benny the Butcher, who they make some really good music. But they always gonna be overlooked. Don Tripp, Starlito, they've been in the game for a long time. Great lyricists, but they not gonna be given the respect they deserve because they never go, sell their soul to large record labels who go control them. So we gonna have to deal with motherfuckers like Kendrick Lamar, because that's the only person they really gonna give us out there. We'll be able to really say, okay, well, he was out there. He fucked Drake up. You know what I'm saying?
He definitely doing the victory lap right now. You make a good point. There's nobody else out there. There is somebody that's trying to make their comeback, and I want to call him probably the most interesting man in hip hop right now. Kendrick had that title. That's Kendrick in his own little world right now. But the most interesting man in hip hop right now to me is Big Sean. Big Sean's in a very, very interesting place right now in his career, man. Um, when the Not Like Us, I'm not like or when the Like That first came out, when Kendrick first took his first shots at Drake and J. Cole, that same day, Big Sean had dropped the song. That was around the same time when Big Sean was doing the whole freestyles and shit, trying to make it known that he was coming back out with some shit. And that got stepped on by quote unquote the big three. The same niggas that we should be
And nobody
qualifying
even
people.
talking about that when he had made that comment about the big three, and then he disappeared,
Got
and
overshadowed.
then J. Cole came out, then he deleted, maybe delete later, and then it's been Drake and yeah, you so right about that. Hell yeah.
I said so much shit happened to where it overshadowed what Big Sean was doing. And then you got the interview that dropped today with Charlamagne and God and Big Sean. And it was an interesting listen for me because I'm not a real Big Sean fan. To me, his best project was Detroit mixtape back in the day. Um, he got a few hits, obviously, that everybody knows, everybody fuck with, that was on radio. To me, I feel like what happened with Big Sean is the same thing that happened with Wale. I don't know why they're like that, but I feel like their radio hits God. And the moment that radio was no longer the way of motherfuckers consuming their music, both them niggas kind of seemingly disappeared at the same exact motherfucking time. And I'm happy for Big Sean. Everybody knows his talent is there, but for some reason, there's something about Big Sean that doesn't click with the people that people fuck with him. Like the same thing that gives Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole when they make their music, the fans give them their grace to go away and be family men and do whatever the fuck they gotta do to be creatively to give us more great content. Big Sean don't get that same grace. When Big Sean goes away and have a family with Janae Aiko, we say a nigga fell off. You know what I'm saying? And when he come back, it's like we don't even want to listen to the nigga for real. But with them other niggas who was in that same tier, it's like the cool factor. I guess everything I'm saying is like it comes down to the cool factor. When niggas is like just more popular than other niggas, like they can just get away with other shit. It's something about Big Sean that isn't gravitating towards the people or with the people to where he can be able to have the career and get the appreciation he truly deserves. Because nobody ever talks about his actual talent. They always talk about him in comparison to Kendrick, Drake, and J. Cole. What do you think about Big Sean right now?
Uh, I think it's definitely some type of likeness to it, and I don't think a lot of people really like his image and his likeness is not what a lot of people see as something that they will follow more than it would be like a Young Thug or
Mm,
a Drake for sure,
mhm.
um, or if trying to think of somebody else in my head, but you get the picture. Like it's just, I feel like it's just his image and his likeness. A lot of people just never could really grasp to. I think a lot of people just liked what his product was overall.
Yeah.
And even like how you said Wale coming out. I think he had posted something saying that he was gonna come out with a new album. He definitely comes out with great music too as well, and he always take his time. Um, but I think it's just his image and his likeness. A lot of people just don't really want to put in as far as in okay, well he can be the face of hip hop. I feel like a lot of people is just good with keeping like I just don't think the community now is good with change anymore. A lot of change always happened when we was talking about the 90s and the 2000s and 2010s. There was a lot of change that happened throughout those three eras. But I don't
Yeah.
think now a lot of people is really fine with change. They just want to keep it at the levels that they are, and they just want the music to come out, and they wanted it all to flow the same way, and they don't want other artists to jump over them. And I
Yeah.
think that's the problem that we have in the hip hop community is that we always feel like it has to be a battle, and then when it comes to battle, then it's that black on black, crime or whatever you want to, see it as. But I feel like a lot of people really don't want to give a lot of these artists credit, and because they take a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? Chris Brown take a lot of time too, but a lot of people don't want to give him his credit because his situation that happened over a decade ago. But he one of the
And
best artists that's out there.
that's fucked up. Niggas still get credit. Why do you that's something I
Politics,
don't understand.
politics. If anything, they probably wanted to have him pay, even I don't want to say monetarily, but pay however that looks like for him to really uh, to say, okay, well, we'll bring you back out to society publicly in Hollywood, and we'll forgive you for all your wrongdoings. And maybe they're doing that now. Maybe there's corporate leaks that's saying, well, we still don't feel like you should be part of MTV awards
They did that at the
and
All-Star game with Chris
BET.
Brown.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
at the All-Star game, he said he couldn't be a part of the All-Star game because they still not comfortable with what he did to Rihanna. But it's like, if I'm being real with you, my nigga, you can't parade around Mike Tyson and not want Chris Brown dancing at your fucking concert. You can't be celebrating Tupac like motherfuckers do and not want Chris Brown to motherfucking me be in a celebrity All-Star game. There's men out here in history and even in today's walk of life that we've accepted back for doing far more heinous things. Now I'm never gonna absolve a nigga for putting their hands on a woman. But I'm not gonna sit here and act like Chris Brown wasn't like we was like 18, 19 or some shit like that.
Yeah, it was right after we had graduated. Like I was 2010.
I'm saying, how old was Chris Brown? Chris Brown himself was like 19 years old. He wasn't like a grown ass man. So it's
Yeah,
like
that was
even
his
the mistake
that
that
was
was
his
made,
first
he
part
was
of
a
his
young nigga.
celebrity relationship. Yeah.
So it's like that shit. I think we all forget. I think people generally forget how old dude was. I get like he's one of those niggas like a Lil Wayne, like a Bow Wow, like a Soldier Boy that they been in the game so long. I shouldn't even say Lil Wayne because he time lapsed all them niggas. But like a Chris Brown, a fucking and fucking Soldier Boy, because both them niggas came in the game in they mid teens type shit. But it's like we still look at them niggas like they still in their early 20s. These niggas old as fuck. These niggas like 34 now. So it's always been odd to me that niggas really hold Chris Brown to that shit the way they do. Like that just lets you know how popular that nigga was.
When I say selective, I say that because going back to like what we were just talking about in the previous topic with the MCU, right? We had Robert Downey Jr. had legal issues that happened early in his career. He redeemed himself. Then you also had, I think his name was, what's his name? Is it Zach Miller from who played Flash in the recent Justice League? He had legal issues.
Ezra Miller.
Ezra Miller, but he had the Flash film. But you have Jonathan Majors. That wasn't even. I think it wasn't even above a misdemeanor, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was 2 misdemeanor assault cases.
Yeah. And then they said they gave him the X. They said nah. And yeah, they waited. The board directors, they waited in Disney, but at the same time they still didn't give him that opportunity. And maybe they go make him go through the whole loop all over again and make him go through other leaps and bounds where other directors that they friends with and see how they see he being monitored, and seeing if
See the
he in
reaction
good
from the public.
moves, good moves when he on the production set and everything like that before they bring him back in. And that's how they do it sometimes. They make it go through those hoops and leaps and bounds before they say, okay, well, he's a good student or he's on good terms. We'll bring him back around. Now
Yeah,
I think we can handle him. So I feel
he,
like
he
that's
got
how it is with Chris
to
Brown.
be a key nigga again. It's just
Yeah. I feel like that's what's happening with him too.
I've seen talks that people are trying to put the bug in the ear that they may Marvel may bring him back as Kang after this whole Doctor Doom shit goes through and had let that shit play out because that was a good storyline. A lot of people want them to just probably recast the motherfucking me character, but who knows, bro? Jonathan Majors has to accept the accountability for what he's done. I think he hasn't once showed um, the maturation and contrition to the situation that he put himself in. And until he does that on a public level, I'm talking about, he got to overdo it type shit. He got to make sure niggas know, like, yo, I fucked up. I was cheating on my chick with Megan Good, my nigga. I fucked up. She found out. Shit went hectic. Niggas ain't gonna be that mad. But when you keep standing there all big and brolic and all that shit, acting like you just a victim, big niggas never look good when they trying to portray the victim, my nigga. So it's like once you get past that bullshit, I think the audience and the people and Hollywood execs will start to have a more sympathetic ear because you are a fucking phenomenal fucking actor. But let's leave Hollywood real fast, but not really. I guess we're sticking with acting in some sort of fashion. I want to get off into this wrestling before we get out of here, and I do want to say before we even go further, man, I truly appreciate you hopping on and taking the time. Man. We've been knocking this shit out for over an hour and a half so far. We're down to an hour and a half, man. You've really been doing your motherfucking me thing. Man. I'm truly honored to have you here. You've been someone who's always been tapped in with wrestling. That's your shit. That's one of the things I've always seen you talking about on social media, doing your motherfucking thing. I've been big. I was big into wrestling, since growing up. Um, and obviously, as most people do, I fell out of the shit. But I did go to a Royal Rumble back in 2020, I believe. I mean, it
When they
was
was
the
in St.
best
Louis?
day, huh?
When they was in St. Louis?
Nah, out here in Arizona. They came out here in Arizona like in
Oh yeah,
2020, I
I think it
believe.
was 2021 when they was in St. Louis.
It
Cause I
was,
went there.
bro. It was the best motherfucking me event I ever been to in my motherfucking life. Though. It was. I'm talking about. I seen legends. We was there for like 8-9 hours. The whole stadium. We was all drunk in that bitch. It was truly a phenomenal experience. Recently, I've been getting back into wrestling. I got back into it and it's fucked up. I really got back into watching more of it. WrestleMania when Roman Reigns lost his motherfucking me belt. He's truly the guy that brought me back into wrestling. I'm talking about his portrayal of being this heel, the tribal chief dog. I've never seen anything like that. Even when I go back and reflect on wrestling back in the day, there was never a person that made me feel it like that. Like the only person I can compare to that to a certain level is John Cena. I thought everybody loved John Cena. It's blowing my mind when I'm hearing that niggas truly didn't fuck with John Cena. That was adults, but he was the only person that made me actually like him. This
And
Roman
he was
Reigns,
never a
nigga,
heel
I'm
either.
talking about
That's the funny part about it. He was never a heel, so he always try to make sure that everybody liked him. So that's a great thing.
exactly. But the Roman Reigns, nigga, it's like I feel it, dog. It's like he doing shit in that ring. I'm talking about. I'm just talking what, not even the moves. I'm talking about like, what I'm saying, talking to them niggas while he talking shit to one in the middle of the moves, talking shit to the camera, his movements and shit. He looks the fucking part. But there's also when I'm watching his great performance, I can't help but notice the bullshit. When I watch wrestling, you the perfect person to fucking ask this question to. Is there a lack of athleticism nowadays in wrestling, or is there a lack of passion? Because when I watch wrestling, it's like them niggas moving in slow motion. They timing the move. It's like a nigga is like assisting the other nigga with the moves. It's like everything looked amateur hour, and it didn't look like that. Even when I go back and watch the back in the day, the raw era, you know what I'm saying, the real shit. 'Cause that's what I come home. I bought Peacock just to come home, smoke, and watch old hard classics of, you know what I'm saying, back in the day with Attitude Era and motherfucking me early 2000 and shit like that. It don't look the same. Like these niggas look like amateurs nowadays. Am I tripping? Like, is there less athleticism or is there less passion, my nigga? What's going on?
I would say it's less charisma, um,
Mm,
and some of it is too much athleticism. Regardless of
Wow.
like uh, the New Japan Pro Wrestling with the strong style wrestling, and then you also got the high fly wrestlers too, and the high fly wrestlers really do a lot off of springboard or off the ropes or off the opponent where they doing jumping, off of their shoulders or doing backflips off their chest, and then going doing a hurricanrana or something like that. But I feel like it's less charisma and less connections because, like how you said,
Wow.
when we look back then, we had like a Kurt Angle and a Chris Benoit, or a Kurt Angle and an Edge, or a John Cena and an Edge. The John Cena and the Edge, where the Edge and Lita was together, and they was rated R. That was a lot of charisma and a lot of connection.
When they
But
brought the
now,
bed in the middle of the ring, nigga. Come on, man.
that was the best shit. That was the best shit. And I feel like right now there isn't a lot of charisma with a lot of the characters, and that's why they're getting let go in WWE, and they go into indie promotions because they have to really go back with repackaging their character, repackaging their
Yeah,
gimmick.
that's about the goddamn character. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of them, like how you said,
Isn't that what your boy did, Cody Rhodes? Because I remember him growing up. He wasn't really shit. But then I remember he went and started the whole AEW shit, right? And then
so he
pretty
left.
much brought that character to WWE. Am I mistaken?
Yeah, after he had his situation with Ted DiBiase and Randy Orton, then he actually had a short stint of being a masked Cody Rhodes, where he was viewed as like a ugly Cody Rhodes, and he had that for a little minute, and then his contract expired, so he went to New Japan Pro Wrestling, and he ran into like Finn Balor, he ran into Tama Tonga, who's part of the Bloodline, he ran into um, Adam Page that's over in AEW, and they formed like Bullet Club, and the Bullet Club was like almost damn near a dozen people, and they was in New Japan just going wild. And then he went and he formed AEW with Tony Khan and a couple other wrestlers as well. They put all their money together, and Tony Khan, his dad owned the Jacksonville Jaguars, so he got that big money, and they put AEW together, and Cody Rhodes was responsible of just keeping the talent together, but his stint went stale too because a lot of the characters kind of like overlapped him after a while, so he left, and then he went. WrestleMania probably like 2 years ago, he had the match with his first match coming back was against Seth Rollins, and what I'm saying, they went crazy. But I agree with you. I feel like it's less charisma and less building connections with the other wrestlers, and they like to match make as best as they can. But a lot of the wrestlers now, they want to come into the factor where they feel like they're over creative, where you have a creative team that does that for you, but a lot of them feel like they can build a story on their own, and they actually can't. And they want to go out there and they want to go wrestle, and they want to put in a 10-minute match, in a scrub match, and they want to, oh, look what I did. But like how you said, they not building that connection. This is not like that Chris Benoit where you got a body suplex by Kurt Angle 5,000 times, but every time he did it, it didn't look stale. It looked like it hurt every time, and they was taking those bumps. Now they helping each other. They doing springboard, 360 backflips off the rails. Every time they throw somebody out the ring, they always do that same choreographic. So I feel like it's a lot of wrestlers that doesn't have much charisma, and they don't know which direction that they're going to take, and that's one reason why Ricochet left, because he didn't seem like that character that can look like a world champion. And when you talk about Roman Reigns, under the Vince McMahon era, he was looking like a embarrassment after the Shield. Then he left, got repackaged. He brought in Paul Heyman, who one of the best general managers, managers out there. And then came in.
Like ECW, Paul Heyman he was all
Paul
that.
Heyman.
That's Paul
He was
Heyman.
all that.
So
He had a lot of people. He had Big Show. early in his career when Big Show had her. He had Rob Van Dam. He had Brock Lesnar on 3 different occasions. He had RVD for a small stint. Like then he got Roman Reigns, and I mean he went from the big dog to the tribal chief, and then killing everybody. Now he gone. But from the looks of it on tonight's TV show, he may be back tomorrow and making a surprise appearance. So that's what I'm waiting for tomorrow. It's gonna be probably at like 6 o'clock my time, 4 o'clock your time. So SummerSlam in Cleveland tomorrow. It's gonna be Solo versus
What's tomorrow? What's tomorrow? SummerSlam?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, nigga! Saturday, look, Saturday gonna be a packed motherfucking me day. You got UFC fights, you got Bud Crawford fight, you got SummerSlam. It's gonna be a good
It's one of
motherfucking
those fun
day.
Saturdays where you can't miss nothing, man. You gotta have the phone ready, the tablet ready, the computer ready, the TV ready.
You gotta have the bed slips going in this motherfucker for sure, for sure. Now it's interesting you said, and we're gonna move on because I want to get these last two topics out the way and get you on your way, bro. I do think just the charisma. It's just these niggas couldn't have been watching when we was watching growing up. You know what I mean? When you go back to the acts like a Eddie Guerrero, when you go back to a Christian, when you go back to a motherfucking
Triple H
Batista, when you go
before he
back
became the game.
Right, yeah. Hunter Helm, Hunter Helmsley and shit. It's just like there was so much character development with these guys, no matter if they was heel or babyface. You know what I mean? And if I'm being real with you, my nigga, I didn't know what that shit was until I stopped watching wrestling. That's how invested I was into the motherfucking the wrestlers. That nigga, if the crowd was booing them or cheering them, I didn't give a fuck. I looked at them as the same motherfucking way. The only nigga I couldn't do that with was Undertaker because when he changed, he literally changed every motherfucking thing. He either on a motorcycle or he walking out slow man style. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
So it's like when you say charisma, I definitely understand what you're saying about that. I do want to move forward and talk about something that's been sweeping the goddamn nation, the world, I should say. The nation, I lowballed the shit. No Diddy. In the Olympics, you have basketball, you have fucking tennis, you have table tennis, you have the niggas that shooting the fucking robot guns, you got swimming,
bro.
You got all this shit. But you also have a sport that's been going on since the dawn of time, where niggas use that right and that left, and they put that motherfucker across a nigga's chin. Boxing has always been something.
Hell yeah.
But boxing ain't making its news because motherfuckers is out there putting hands on people.
Yeah,
Boxing is
Crawford.
it ain't Bud Crawford. It's making its news because there has been men, transgenders, women who just failed the test. They said it's so weird because at first they said they was transgenders. Then they said, wait, they not transgenders, they're women, but they do happen to have an XY chromosome. Look, I know I'm just a bachelor's graduate, but an XY chromosome is what you see on your screen. 2 niggas. Like that, we both got XY chromosomes. Like, so when you say these are women and they got XY chromosomes, something just don't sound right. But they allow these people to box women and they beating they fucking ass. You had one lady get punched in the face and just took the fucking the headgear off and said no mas. You had one earlier today, right? She took that motherfucker off and said, I ain't never been hit like that. First of all, look, I'm be real with you. As much as I'm trying to take up for this bitch, I'm be real with you. Bitch, you pussy. Ain't no fucking way in hell you finna have me believing you got them fucking hands. You've been putting in all this hard work for all these years and you got punched in your face and quit? Nah, hell no. Nah. You should never put on
they having trials throughout the years before the Olympics, and then they also have qualifying trials too as well to qualify to fight in the Olympics. So you telling me you went through that whole route just to quit within 11 seconds of the fight?
I mean, at least get a TKO, bitch. Like you just took your shit off and quit. I ain't never seen nothing like that. But she did get hit by a quote unquote man. And then it's even worse because as that story went viral, I'm not sure if you know, but earlier today, another incident took place where there was another male boxer who won by beating a woman's ass. Now this woman didn't quit. He flat out just beat her ass. Like the whole fight, he just hitting this bitch with combination plates. Like it's different. What do you think about this? Did it really take the world to see a man hit a woman in the face to realize how stupid this transgender shit really is?
Man, like I'm not sure what's going on, and because of the fact that the International Olympics Committee said that they don't allow transgenders, and they said that the female was a female based on her international passport from her home, and they in her home. I don't want to um, mistake or state the wrong country, but apparently her country bans
Yeah,
transgenders.
it was like Arab or some shit. It was with an A. I know what you're talking about. They said
Maybe,
that
yeah,
shit
it
like
may
against
have
the
been.
law back there.
Uh-huh. So I feel like there has been issues within the last several years, especially with also I think it was a Sindonesian track star. I think it's Sindonese
Mm-hmm.
from the 20. I think it was the 2019 uh, race. I think there was an issue where her chromosomes was XY and it was very high as far as in her testosterone, and she was able
Yeah.
to race. And they told her that she wanted to qualify for 2020 and race in the 2020 race, that she would have had to take pills in order to get her testosterone levels down. And she said that she went through pain for like a whole year before she was able to race in 2020. I think that was that Rio, or I could be wrong. I can't remember which one.
Yeah,
It was
he's on 2021 Olympics in Tokyo.
Tokyo, yeah, Tokyo. So yeah, she had to take it for like a whole year and then get retested. The interesting thing about this one is they stated that she had initially failed. So I'm not
Yeah.
sure why she had ended up fighting to begin with. So there is an issue where a lot of female athletes that do have high testosterone, they can even grow hair on their face just like us,
Oh yeah.
because they have high testosterone
Look, my
levels.
auntie like that. I got look, my auntie got. Hey man, look, my auntie got a stash. Nigga like this shit. I've seen this shit firsthand.
Yeah,
There's women out there who have who have features. I went to
and
elementary
they
school with
be
them.
going through like heavy depression about that too, because
Oh yeah,
it's
because
not
they
what
get
you know
picked
about.
on about that shit. They know when they don't look like the other fucking girls that's going against getting hollered at and shit growing up.
Some of them have
And
to
how
shave more than
elementary
we do.
school, bro. I don't even. I think her name was like Tatiana or something. It was a girl in elementary school. I promise you, bro. She was diesel as fuck. Like diesel as fuck. And it was like she was built like a fucking those women who lead the fit classes who be like they just flat chested diesel, you know what I'm saying, solid as fuck. She was like that in
Oh,
elementary
so
school.
that's
Yeah, yeah, like big diesel bitch like on Clarissa Shields times 1,000 type shit. And it was
yeah.
like, there's some women like that. But when you see, like you said, both these quote unquote women, because I feel wild calling these women transgenders if they're really fucking women. Like they can't help they were born with manlier features and shit like that with more hormones and stuff like that. But if they failed the motherfucking test, the test is letting you know that even if you are a woman, you have a more competitive advantage because you got some other shit going on. You shouldn't be able to compete against motherfuckers who don't got that. So when you got everybody biting their tongue about whether or not you transgender or not, that's not really even the motherfucking case. It's sad that you got groups of people that's going to be attacked because of their situation. Transgenders going to be getting attacked. You already had the fucking opening scene of the Olympics that got everybody in uproar. Transgender is going to be a group of people that get attacked, and now you got people, women, who just were unlucky. And I don't even want to say unlucky because you're born the way you're born, but you got women who are born with extra hormones and more features that are being attacked for being who the fuck they are. When this shit could have all have been avoided if you didn't have these big brolic motherfuckers punching these women in the goddamn face.
And I feel like too as well for the international committee, I feel like it's an issue too as well where it's like they're not consistent. You know, you looking into this committee where they failed the test, and then in Tokyo they had to go back and let the track star know that, hey, I mean, you can participate in this race, but you have to take testosterone pills in order to decrease the testosterone levels in order for you
Right.
to race in the Olympics. So I feel like if you, the International Olympics Committee, you have to be consistent because you can't go from one sport telling an individual that's black that they have to go through these loops. And she also won a legal battle for that too. And then you go into someone else from another country who's non-black, and you telling them, well, you failed the test, but you can still be able to box because you do you do have a passport that says that you identify as a female. But the the rules should be the rules, but we know rules is always they always change.
They change it for whoever they want to motherfucking change it for. And it's gonna be a topic that's gonna be talked about for years to come, especially in the near future. As this Olympic shit wraps up, it's gonna be a topic that's gonna be something going on because people truly want to know why the fuck you are letting these fights happen. There's a clear competitive advantage. Um, I only got one more topic I want to hit on. I don't want to really talk about the whole ring camera shit just because I don't think that's something that everybody's being impacted by. I know I looked on Twitter to try to see if it was trending or something like that, and it's really not trending. For the people that don't know what I'm talking about, um, if you got a ring camera, a lot of people have been having issues with their shit not being connected. They keep going offline. And the reason why I really picked up on it is because I work at a dispensary at nighttime. And there was customers coming in and they were talking about how their shit wasn't working. And my ring camera currently doesn't work all the time. It's like a random ass time when it works, when you want to check it and just check your shit live, it won't work. And the reason why I bring it up is because with all this shit going on, a week or two ago, there was a big hacking that went on with a lot of these big corporations. And in time of conspiracy theories and all that, it really makes me think, is the ring cameras just fucked up? Or is this motherfucker's privacy being breached? Because people have ring cameras in their homes, in their bedrooms, all over their goddamn place of living. So my shit is just outside, covering, some outside perimeters. But it is something I truly want to look into. But since I don't think it's a viral moment right now, I'm not really going to talk about it. I want to
No,
ask
I
you
agree.
about
I
that
definitely
subject.
agree. Just because before we go, just because of the tech cyber security company actually is a cybersecurity company at a high level that supports hundreds of thousands of other companies via credit card or via cybersecurity or via other parts of like AI, and that can streamline into companies like a ring light where you can have those technical issues. So I'm definitely going to look into that to see if there's some issues going on that's larger than that, and then of course we'll wrap it we'll chop it up and see if it's really worth talking about. But I think that's a good call out because how you said with a part of tech, it's definitely important for us to protect ourselves because we're not really being protected, especially not through Mark Zuckerberg. He done sold our personal information three, 4 times in the black market. So
Let's don't give a
when
fuck.
we talk about tech, I definitely agree with you on that, bro, for real.
Because we've always said, Big Brother's always watching, but one thing we've always done, even with these, I got laptops, I got iPads, I got my phone right here, I got all this shit right here that have cameras on it. I got 2 or 3 cameras going right motherfucking me now. And we all know that the Big Brother's in our pocket when we call those things the iPhones and stuff like that. But people have, without a second guessing, put these ring cameras up in their homes and shit like that. And we call ourselves doing it for security purposes. But when you just even have the thought process of that shit being possibly hacked and stuff like that, and people having access to these things, it's a bit alarming. It truly is a bit alarming. Um,
Yeah.
let me ask you let me ask you about this next topic, bro. Then I'm gonna let you go, bro. Today marks the end of an era. Dot 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 again. The reason why I say dot 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 again is because I came on this pod a few weeks ago when the news came out, rumors came out that Skip Bayless would be leaving FS1. Today, abruptly, was the day that was deemed his last day at FS1. He came out with the tweet. He did his show. I watched Undisputed. The weird part about it, I don't know if he made like a statement about it on the show. I just watched the clips on YouTube. It didn't feel like it was his last show. Like he was doing the show like it was another motherfucking day. So it caught me off guard a little bit. But the reason why I said the end of an era again is because this is the third time in recent years I've had this feeling about Skip Bayless. It's always been the ending of something for Skip Bayless. You had him leaving First Take. You had him in the Shannon Sharp shit. Now you got him leaving FS1 altogether. No matter what people want to say, it is wild that LeBron outlived Skip Bayless being on TV. That is wild as fuck. But no matter what people want to say about the man Skip is a fucking legend. Skip, I don't think you can do sports television without a person like Skip Bayless. Other shows have tried and other shows truly have failed because what him and Stephen A. Smith did influenced generations of people. They influenced me to want to get on my own fucking show. I had dreams of being on ESPN because I was watching them. What he did for people like Shannon Sharp to realize, to open the gate for people to be like, damn, I don't gotta be if I'm black, I don't got to be as buttoned up, as polished, and as educated as a Stephen A. Smith. I can be a nigga who just, you know what I'm saying, want to say what I want to say like a Shannon Sharp. You know what I mean? He opened the door for different avenues of black people to have a possible way to find their way into millions and being on TV. When you see Skip Bayless being ridiculed and saying he got fired and yada, 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 you got all these former players taking their pot shots. How do you feel about Skip Bayless having an end of an era again?
I mean, hey, shit, I'm cool with that motherfucker being gone. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I don't want to be no hater and say like, he ain't do shit because he definitely paid the way, especially through ESPN. I'm pretty sure he still got people over there that's still, part of the network that we don't see on TV, probably on the back end. That's still part of ESPN that he probably had put a good word in, probably on the production side, who knows, even though that ESPN had a lot of layoffs these last few years, but pretty sure he had a lot of people over there that's, been a bit pivotal part of, while they was in the multimedia and telecommunication business. And when being a analyst regarding to someone like a Stephen A. Smith, and then you bring in somebody like a Shannon Sharp, you bring in some like multiple guests throughout the years, dozens and dozens of guests over the years that ended up being on other networks like NFL Network, CBS Sports, local networks. Um, they look motherfuckers would be lying if they said they didn't look at even one day's product of an athlete being on Undisputed or being on First Take with Skip Bayless, and they saying, okay, we may want to bring him in. And usually that's all in power because they debating with Skip Bayless, and Skip Bayless knows how to bring something out somebody. He knows how to push buttons. He knows how to critique. He knows how to call people out. He knows how to put in a package where he will purposely critique a player. So that ex NFL player or that ex NBA player come in, debate with Skip Bayless, they defend him, and that carries on where you may see that person be on another network, and that's all because they probably just did a day's work, with Skip Bayless, and guests will be guests. Even with Keyshawn Johnson, they did that whole ESPN trade. You know, they did a pick swap type shit.
Yeah, that
And you
was
know,
funny as hell. They did that.
Keyshawn
They
is
packaged
not
his ass
the
with
best,
Michael Irvin. That was funny as a motherfucker.
and Keyshawn ain't the best on that show. I think he did better on NFL Live, prime time on ESPN. I don't think this
Cause
is
he's an
currently.
NFL guy. It's like he don't.
Yeah, he's an
I
NFL guy.
don't like Keyshawn Johnson, bro. I don't like him at all, dog. I really have a problem with that nigga being on TV. And it's not even just like an undisputed thing. Like he was on First Take. He was on he had the radio show with him, Max and Jay Will. He's
Exactly,
just not
exactly.
good like that. You know what
And
I
that
mean?
didn't
Like when you
last
see
in my
NFL
opinion.
Live, that fits better on NFL Live because nigga, that's your expertise. I don't really give a fuck about you being the number one overall drafted as a wide receiver, but the only place that actually makes sense and qualifies me to shut up and listen is when your ass on NFL Live. When you call yourself trying to talk about NBA and all that other shit, my nigga, shut the fuck up, please, because you saying some bullshit.
And
But
you know what's gonna happen too, since
what's up?
Skip Bayless is gone. You know they not gonna touch Colin Cowherd's time. His time is cemented. He don't want his
Yeah,
time to change because he got a schedule. You know what I'm saying? He
keep the
he got
lights
the
on.
same schedule. Yeah, keep the lights on. Now, definitely Skip Bayless is gonna push to have um, some good words in with the higher ups and have Nick Wright be the next face for sure. And they gonna have Chris Broussard still, and they probably gonna have Kevin Wilds, but he definitely gonna have them be probably on the early morning show again. And they was in the early morning back several years ago when it was
Yeah, him and Chris Carter.
Chris Carter, yeah, and that was very
I mean,
good. That
even
was
still,
6 or 7
that show,
o'clock.
that same show that you're talking about, they didn't. They literally they recently just went to evening. They was in the morning shit last year. They was in the morning. Like that was just a recent thing within the last couple months. And I believe they said they wanted to get Nick Wright on. There was rumors to try to get Nick Wright on Undisputed when Shannon Sharp had left. He didn't want to do it because I don't think him and Skip on the same show would work. They pretty much um, the same person, different generations. I don't
Yeah,
think that I will watch a show with just Nick Wright. I need because what he has going with Chris Broussard and Kevin Wilds, to me personally, I've been saying it for the last year and a half. That's the best damn sports TV show on TV right
first
now.
things first.
I don't know. Yeah, when you talk about the way they give their opinions and the overall chemistry between those three people, that's the best sports TV show on main TV. Now, when you talk about YouTube, shit like Gil's Arena and Cameron shit, that's totally different. When you talk
Yeah,
about mainstream media, I think that's the best goddamn sports TV show out there. But it is an um, interesting time we're going to be in with Fox Sports One and also with sports media overall. I came on this podcast a few months back, and I talked about the impact of streaming and podcasting. How I said streaming is the overall killer to podcasting, the same way podcasting is the overall killer to mainstream media. When you look at sports television,
that's a
the
good point.
overall dagger to them was podcasting because they're reacting to what these athletes are showing on their platforms now, which is the same shit that we do. Like motherfucker, why listen to you? I can just go watch fucking podcast P or 7 p.m. in Brooklyn or what I'm saying, Gil's Arena and get it straight from the motherfucking me horse's mouth. So it's gonna be an interesting motherfucking time with that.
And you know they gonna try to compete with First
Oh yeah,
Take for sure. First
got
Take they got 3 times the numbers, and Fosco want to definitely compete with that. So I'm pretty sure Skip Bayless is gonna try to put something in the line where when he leave, he gonna have somebody credible in there to take over the show. If not, replace it with first things first at that time slot. But uh, yeah, I think he definitely left with crazy memories, dog. Crazy memories. Good, bad, in between. But like how you said, at the end of the day, you can't discount his work, and uh, it's definitely gonna be interesting to see because now we truly seeing the next generation, and that means you too. So you never know what's gonna happen coming down the line within the next 5 to 10 years. So I feel like what you're doing right now is definitely a great step in the right direction for sure.
I appreciate that, bro. I truly motherfucking me doing this. It's definitely, hard work and dedication. Shit I got tattooed on me back when I was 16 years old, man. We get to this shit, man. You really just got to keep your head down and hopefully this shit pay off in a long motherfucking me run. As we wrap up the motherfucking me topics and things of that nature, I want to go ahead and say this to you, bro, before I get you up out of here. I want to say thank you, bro, for coming on here. I've had plenty of guests on this pod, and even I'm pretty sure motherfuckers listening back to this episode. Um, this is probably my favorite episode I had with a guest, and I ain't even ranting the shit back and added yet. I can already tell just how much I truly enjoyed this motherfucking conversation, bro. As I touched, I had other cameras going on in the back. Them motherfuckers was fucking up during the whole goddamn episode, and I ain't even give a fuck because I was so in tune with the motherfucking conversation, bro. So, it was an honor. Like in all honesty, it was an honor, bro, because to me, this podcast is just an audio journal, my nigga. I talk about my trauma. I talk about shit I've been through as a kid, my everyday life, and I touch on pop culture. But it's really something that I talk about to get through my shit, so my depression, anxiety, and all that. So the few people I do bring on this platform is people I want to highlight and people I truly want to have a conversation with because I've been in the cut and I've been watching them do their thing, and I truly value the shit you had to motherfucking say. So this was a different episode than a lot. A lot of these times it's just straight interviews, but I want to actually have a straight conversation with you about so many different motherfucking things. We talked about so many different things that touch different areas of the motherfucking spectrum. But I wanted to make sure within this 2-hour window that I had touched on as much things as I want. I got other things on the docket, but I don't even want to wire that shit down for this great ass content that we just motherfucking made. So I want to say thank you again, bro. It's an honor to have you on this motherfucking pod. What I want you to do, if you can, let the people know where they can find you, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter. Right now, I have YoungBG underscore, and I also have there as well on Instagram. And then on TikTok, YoungBG as well. So you can find me anywhere on there. I don't really have much of content right now. I'm kind of really trying to get in my space as well, where I'm trying to really navigate to if it's streaming with gaming, or if it's just funny content, or if it's something like this down the line where it's like podcasting. Um, but at the same time, you really don't want to limit yourself, especially in this world. You really want to see what's play around and see what's out there, and then
Yeah.
kind of hone in and see what you want as far as in your niche and your craft. And I figure, and I feel like with you, I figure out, I feel like you did find what your niche is as far as in bringing in authentic, true people for one, and then two, like how you said with mental health, using this as your true journal to really discuss about personal things and mental health is definitely real. Especially with COVID, a lot of people went through a lot of mental issues. So don't be scared to look at a therapist and talk about what's really going on, because uh, that could be a true stress reliever that you may not think it is, but it can really take a lot of weight off your back. So I would definitely say, to the people that's out there, you're not alone. So definitely look into those options, because a lot of your friends and families, sometimes they will have a hard time, taking on that baggage. So,
Yeah.
you know, if you want to look at other resources, definitely look at those resources. It's always available, and um, don't be scared. Some people are scared, some people are nervous about looking to those resources, um, but it's there, and I think we all should take advantage of it, not just selective people. I feel like it should be mandatory.
No, hell yeah. Damn right. Wise
But
motherfucking me words.
I just definitely want to give you your flowers too, big dog, because Hatch, man, you've been around the game for a long time. You know what I'm saying? We had fun journeys, from the younger days. Now we young adults. We on the other side of 30, and we still young. Everything is still new. We learn new material every day, and we learning more about ourselves every day. So I feel like with you, having me in this episode. It's definitely been a blessing. It's been fun. You know what I'm saying? We go chop it up again down the line. And you know, let's do the damn thing.
Oh hell yeah, bro! Hell yeah, bro! Like this, you definitely gonna be somebody. I'm gonna be trying to get back on this motherfucking pod. This is a great experience for myself, just because you a natural, bro. Like you a natural. There's a lot of times people get on the pod, and clearly I've been doing this shit for a minute, but you really held the conversation, bro. You brought your great shit to the forefront, and you opened my eyes on a lot of shit. So I truly appreciate that. At this moment in time, for all my A1 day ones, you know what part of motherfucking pod this is. Drop your motherfucking shoulders and DJ, drop that fire ass beat, my boy. Episode 219, man. Thin line between genius and motherfucking insanity. Hosted by yours truly, O to the motherfucking G. This episode is brought to you by yours truly. We had a very special guest, my boy Brandon, on the motherfucking show. My young BG, Ace Writer, motherfucking myself. You know, things have been happening out here in these trenches and people come and go, but you have to verify and truly admire and value the relationships you build with these people. This was a very special conversation that was brought not only to me, but to you guys, because it's something I've been thinking about for a long time, and it truly played out in ways I didn't think it was going to play out. So I want to say thank you to everybody out there that's tapped into the conversation. I truly appreciate all the love, support, always keep the main thing the main thing. Stay safe, stay sharp, stay sane. And how y'all niggas this episode. We out this motherfucker. Peace. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, you remember Jared?
Yeah,
Jared Potter.
yeah.
He made that beat.
That's
he
hard. That
made that
hard.
motherfucking beat. Episode 200, motherfucking me 19, thin line between genius and insanity. You already know how the fuck this shit go, man. Holla at y'all niggas when I holla at y'all niggas, man. Peace. And then we stop that.